Though it can be scary, Stranger Things is a pretty wholesome show, but the show's cast and even its creators have some skeletons in the closet that don't always match the series' heroic vibes. David Harbour, who plays Police Chief Jim Hopper, and singer Lily Allen split in late 2024 after 4 years of marriage. Allen cut loose on her 2025 album West End Girl, revealing what many believe to be shocking details about their marriage. The album's lyrics cite instances of infidelity and gaslighting in a long-distance relationship. The attention the album drew led onlookers to recall a note that Harbour allegedly wrote to Allen in 2021 that wished her bad luck as she performed in a play. Allen has insisted that the album's narrative was generally fictitious, but did admit that she had artistic license to pull from her own life. Harbour hasn't directly addressed the claims in the album, but he did make a statement about processing his missteps in life. He told Esquire, "You either accept your path completely and realize that even the pain and the slip-ups and the mistakes are all part of the journey, and that there's truth and growth, wisdom and deeper empathy and connection in all that." Not long after Allen's album hit shelves, Harbour got hit with some more bad PR. The Daily Mail reported in early November 2025 that Millie Bobby Brown, who plays Hopper's adopted daughter Eleven on Stranger Things, made harassment and bullying claims against Harbour that prompted a lengthy internal investigation. There were reportedly multiple pages of allegations. A source even said, "Netflix will never comment on an internal investigation, but the fact they've not denied it speaks volumes." The timing of the reveal was suspiciously close to the show's final season premiere, but by the time the red carpet rolled out, both Brown and Harbour were photographed smiling and laughing together. The Thunderbolt star even praised his young co-star in interviews.
I adore her, and I've been proud to watch all of them grow up and become such great artists.
While reports continued to pour in about the damage control that PR execs have had to do to clean up the controversy, both Stranger Things stars and the show's creators continued to sidestep the accusations. Jamie Campbell Bower joined the cast of Stranger Things in 2022's 4th season to play Vecna, the true big bad of the series. Shortly after the season premiered, Bower unveiled a secret he'd been hiding for years. On July 27th, he revealed on X, 12 and a half years ago, I was in active addiction. Bower said of that time in his life, the same time when he was appearing in the Twilight and Harry Potter movies, I was hurting myself and those around me who I loved the most. It got so bad that eventually I ended up in a hospital for mental health. Bower revealed that at the time of his posts, he was about 7.5 years sober and grateful to have the chance to make up for his mistakes. He added, "For anyone who wakes up thinking, oh God, not again, I promise you there's a way. I'm so grateful to be where I am. I'm so grateful to be sober. I'm so grateful to be. Remember, we are all works in progress." From 2012 to 2018, Bower was in an on-off relationship with co-star from the Mortal Instruments' City of Bones, Lily Collins. It seems that it was after their 2015 breakup that Bower became sober. Millie Bobby Brown was 12 when Stranger Things premiered in 2016, and yet she's regularly been talked about in the media as if she were much older. Brown celebrated her 16th birthday in February 2020, sharing a video on Instagram to not only commemorate the occasion, but also reveal how she had been treated as a child actor. The video intercuts shots of Brown celebrating happy moments in her life, with her also being hounded by paparazzi. It also includes some of the truly weird headlines about a child, like questions about her menstrual cycle and criticism of her, quote, adult style. In the caption alongside the video, Brown wrote, "Our world needs kindness and support in order for us children to grow and succeed. The last few years haven't been easy, I'll admit that. There are moments I get frustrated from the inaccuracy, inappropriate comments, sexualization, and unnecessary insults that ultimately have resulted in pain and insecurity for me. But not ever will I be defeated." Unfortunately, the overly familiar coverage of Brown hasn't stopped even into adulthood. Fans and critics have regularly commented on her appearance, her behavior, and even her marriage to Jake Bon Jovi. She eventually chose to address her haters head-on. In March 2025, Brown posted a nearly 3-minute Instagram reel addressing the way people talk about her.
"I grew up in front of the world, and for some reason, people can't seem to grow up with me."
She specifically called out fellow celebrities like former Great British Baking Show host Matt Lucas, who had commented on her looks, as well as multiple headlines about her appearance.
"This isn't journalism. This is bullying."
Charlie Heaton plays Jonathan Byers on Stranger Things, and he's had some run-ins with the law just like his character. According to the Associated Press, the English actor was denied entry into the U.S. after a suspected drug offense. He was detained at Los Angeles International Airport in October 2017 when trace amounts of cocaine were said to be found in his luggage. Heaton was subsequently returned to the UK but was not arrested. Heaton later told Flaunt that his fame fanned the flames of the incident. Afterward, he tried to keep his head down and get back to work, but he admitted that it was a pretty dark time for him, saying, "When something steps in from the work you are doing and breaks into your personal life, you feel kind of vulnerable. All of a sudden, it becomes a very big story, and it gets really blown out of proportion." Less than a year into his Stranger Things tenure, Canadian actor Finn Wolfhard made his feature film debut playing Richie in the 2017 supernatural horror film It.
Hi, Rich. What are you afraid of?
Clowns.
The movie was filmed in Toronto the year before, away from Wolfhard's home in Vancouver and the Stranger Things filming location in Atlanta, Georgia. Wolfhard was thrilled to be a part of the movie, but unfortunately, he experienced one terrifying offset moment when he was followed home by a group of 2 eager fans. Wolfhard was only 13 at the time. He told Los Angeles Magazine in 2019 that it was one of the scariest moments in his life, saying, "I was walking back to my apartment and this couple followed me there. I was thinking the whole time, these people are following me, that's not right." And finally, I got to my door and they were like, "Can we have a picture with you?" And I remember being like, "No, you just followed me back to my home. You know where I live." The actor added that he felt generally unsafe when Stranger Things first premiered because of his sudden rise to fame and the attention he was getting. After his star-making Stranger Things turn as Billy Hargrove, Australian actor Dacre Montgomery chose the indie route. He was offered commercial opportunities, but much to the chagrin of his now former agent, he stuck to art house films. He told the Sydney Morning Herald, "I really went into this artistic bubble. I wanted to stay true to who I am, and that required me to just go and live life." Montgomery did land a lead role in the 2020 romantic comedy The Broken Hearts Gallery, and he had a small role in Elvis. But for the majority of the post-pandemic era, he has taken time to address his mental health. He said that his obsessive-compulsive disorder, something he had suffered from since childhood, was a big part of his desire to recenter. Montgomery added, "I had a lot of energy, and I had a hard time as a kid. I knew I wanted to be an actor, but I didn't have clarity in myself, and it led me to be very unhappy and very anxious a lot of the time." While those thoughts had remained with him throughout his adult life, Montgomery credits that same anxiety as a force that drives him now, fueling his artistic ambitions. He said, "I'm a total advocate for using mental health as a superpower." In The Body, the 4th episode of the first season of Stranger Things, Winona Ryder's character Joyce Byers gets the devastating news that her son Will, played by Noah Schnapp, is dead following the discovery of a body in a lake. Joyce believes all along that the body isn't really Will, and she's right, but it takes a lot longer for everyone else to catch on.
It's not my boy. It's not Will.
Joyce.
No, you don't understand. I talked to him.
The dummy used for the show was pretty realistic, so co-creators Matt and Ross Duffer took the opportunity to turn the prop into a prank. They told Entertainment Weekly, "If you have a dark side like we do, this was a creepy and fun present. We immediately took Noah's mom aside, told her we had something to show her, and led her into a dark closet where we had propped up this frighteningly realistic corpse of her son. She was startled at first, and we felt like maybe we crossed a line. After realizing it was just in fact the dummy from the show and not her son, Schnapp's mom reportedly and thankfully found it morbidly hilarious. According to the Duffer brothers, she was taking selfies with it and sending them to all her friends." One of the most memorable moments in the first season of Stranger Things is the opening scene of episode 7, which features an ET-style bike chase. Mike, Eleven, Lucas, and Dustin are being chased by Dr. Brenner and a group of armed guards in large vans. With several vans on their tail and one coming right toward them, Eleven uses her powers to flip a van over so it crashes and blocks the vans behind them. The scene could have been completed entirely using CGI, but Matt and Ross Duffer didn't want to do that. They wanted to make the visual as authentic as possible. To do that, they got shots of the kids and their reactions. They separately shot the van, which was really flipped up into the air. The shots were then merged together, but flipping the van for real was still a dangerous move because it required real explosives. The brothers told Entertainment Weekly, "One of the explosives didn't go off and the van skidded headfirst into one of our cameras, destroying both the camera and its lenses, and costing the production thousands of dollars." The line producer was reluctant to let them try the stunt again, but the persuasive Duffer brothers made it happen, saying, "The van soared high into the air. Our cameras captured it in all its glory." David Harbour has worked steadily as a journeyman actor since the late 90s, but there is no doubt that Stranger Things put his career on a whole different level. His biggest roles have come since he turned 40. Along with playing Chief Jim Hopper, he also played the title character in 2019's Hellboy and became an MCU stalwart as the Red Guardian.
The point of work is fame and fortune.
Harbour told Big Issue that landing his starring role in Stranger Things was life-changing. He was struggling to make ends meet at the time. Feeling pretty unhappy about his career and struggling with his mental health, Harbour was ready to put Hollywood behind him. Everything changed when he got the role of Hopper. He told NPR, "It felt like I had so much riding on this particular show in general with my life, having been what it was up until that point. A somewhat dissatisfied actor in film and television wanting to tell much bigger stories. Stranger Things gave him that opportunity. As his profile rose overnight, Harbour has been able to use his ever-growing platform for activism and to promote causes he's passionate about."
So you feel fulfilled?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so full. So filled.
The cast of Stranger Things is used to filming pretty scary scenes. Right from the get-go, Noah Schnapp had to film scenes set in the dark and creepy alternate reality of the Upside Down. It seems those scenes weren't too difficult to film, at least emotionally. It was a different, far more grounded scene that actually succeeded in freaking him out. Schnapp told MTV News that he was terrified while filming a shootout scene at the Byers' new house in California in episode 4 of season 4. He explained that in rehearsals, a lot of the special effects weren't used, and then it was totally different with the cameras rolling.
On the first take they did was with all the bullets and all the glass breaking and the whole house breaking down. So right on the first take, I felt like that raw fear.
Millie Bobby Brown added that she also felt that fear watching the scene afterward. The first take was the one that ended up in the show. Characters die on Stranger Things all the time. Poor Barb. As shocking and disturbing as those deaths were, they were fictional. In one case, though, life seemed to imitate art. On the A24 podcast, Finn Wolfhard and Sadie Sink revealed that the abandoned mall in Gwinnett, Georgia, that eventually became the Starcourt Mall in season 3, had a real body in it.
Not while we were filming.
No.
This was years before.
But there was a dead body that was found 3 years before in a subway.
The Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported that the body, which belonged to 19-year-old Georgia State University student Silling Mann, was found in December 2017. She had been reported missing months earlier. She was believed to have been killed by her boyfriend at the time. Jamie Campbell Bower took his villainous role in Stranger Things very seriously, applying some method acting to his process. He told Vulture that he committed 100%, but there were times when he was haunted by the character he developed. Playing Vecna definitely brought up a lot of dark feelings for Bower, given his struggles in life. He said, "The character is so dark that I wasn't thinking particularly lovely things. There was a lot of rage going on in my mind. Things would come up as I was talking about my personal experiences, things I didn't realize I had inside me that connected to what I was saying." It seems like Bower took his method too far at times. He said he occasionally lost control, adding, "It was as if something else was taking over my body and mind. Not like I had gone insane, but who I thought I was no longer there. My experience had disappeared. I was constantly thinking dark things. I'm reluctant to say them out loud." Finn Wolfhard proved to be one of the breakout stars of Stranger Things, but that doesn't mean it's been all smooth sailing for him. In season 4, he suffered a debilitating panic attack during a scene. The combination of the pressures of starring on a hugely popular show, post-pandemic filming protocols, and enduring personal relationship struggles proved too much to handle. He told Time, "Halfway through a scene, I started hyperventilating. It was kind of like a fishbowl because a lot of the extras are fans." Luckily, his fellow young co-stars, including Gaten Matarazzo and Caleb McLaughlin, were there to assure him he wasn't the only one feeling those pressures. The cast had formed a brotherhood, something that Wolfhard says helped him get through trying times. He told Cosmopolitan, "These guys really are like family in a lot of ways. It deepened all of our relationships going through the ending of the show, and then being able to come out the other side and still be friends." Millie Bobby Brown has taken aim at her haters, but fans have also noted some rude behavior of her own. After appearing on the Table Manners podcast in 2024, fans were quick to point out what they saw as Brown's lack thereof. She talked about how she's already looked at the menu in the car on the way to the restaurant. When they're like, "We'll just get your drinks orders and then come back," I'm like, no, stand here. Let's just take the whole thing. It will make your life easier. Restaurant behavior isn't the only faux pas she's been called out for. She also admitted to being a Karen and leaving frequent online reviews of hotels and restaurants because she finds them really important. She said, "Here's the thing, my whole life is people criticizing me, so I'm going to give it back to you. I think it's important to know where you went wrong, and there's always room for improvement." Brown has made it pretty clear that she was happy to shave her head for the role of Eleven, even saying that it felt empowering to do so. But part of the story that often gets glossed over is that she had no idea it was a requirement of the job until filming began. She told Elle, "Actually, they were very clever. I got the call back and then I did a Skype meeting and there was nothing at all about head shaving." It wasn't until Brown and her mother got to Los Angeles that the show's creators dropped the news on them. Brown continued, "They were like, 'Are you ready?' And I was like, 'For what?' And I was next to Finn and Ross Duffer comes up to me and puts his hand out and goes, 'Bzzz.'" Brown's mom was outraged at the demand, but Millie herself wasn't so bothered. She ultimately convinced her mom to let her go ahead with it. Nevertheless, it seems pretty shady that no one asked or told Brown or her mom about it until the deed had to be done.